All right, we're on.
Hey, Shalom. We the real Hebrew Israelites to come out every week to prophesy the downfall of this kingdom, America, which is called the daughter of Babylon in the Bible, to teach you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you're the Lord's chosen people on this sign, the 12 tribes of Israel, and we want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone Camp for teaching us the truth of the Bible. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect scattered around the world. Shalom.
So, this week it's been going fast, which means the times are speeding up, and the prophecies are coming alive. So, my lesson is about who are his servants. And let's go to Revelation 1, and then Matthew 10. Take it nice and slow today.
Revelation 1 and 1. The revelation of Yahushai Mashiach, which the Most High gave unto him, to shew unto his servants things which must shortly come to pass.
So, he showed the Lord, Yahweh, showed our Lord, Yahushai, things that must happen and the things that we got to do. So read that again.
Revelation of Yahushai Mashiach, which the Most High gave unto him, to shew unto his servants things which must shortly come to pass.
So he gave them prophecies, and then Yahushai gave his apostles prophecies. So go to Matthew 10 and 1, start at 1.
Matthew 10 and 1. And when he had called unto him his 12 disciples, he gave them power against unclean spirits.
So that's the first thing that happened, is once you get when you get called into the truth, you receive power, although you don't know it, because the power that you receive is power to what? Continue.
To cast them out and to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease.
All manner of sickness and all manner of disease. So let's go Matthew 1 and 4. Read them together.
1 and 4?
Yeah, Matthew 1 and 4.
The first two, right?
Yeah.
Now the names of the 12 disciples are these: the first Simon, who was called Peter, and Andrew his brother, James the son of Zebedee, and John his brother, Philip and Bartholomew, Thomas and Matthew the publican, James the son of Alphaeus, and Lebez, whose surname was Thaddeus, Simon the Canaanite, and the Judas Iscariot, who also betrayed him. Keep reading.
Yeah, those are all his apostles. And that'll say it in the next verse.
Verse 5. These 12 Yahushua sent forth and commanded them, saying, Go not into the way of the Gentiles, and into any city of the Samaritans enter ye not.
So those are his apostles. Yahushua picked those people in that area where he was to be his apostles. Now those people were Israelites from the tribe of Judah, because Judah, Benjamin, and Levi were the only ones left around there. So let's go to Acts 14 and start at 1.
This is Acts 14 and 1. And it came to pass in Iconium that they went both together into the synagogue of the Jews, and so spake, that a great multitude, both of Jews and also of Greeks, believed.
So right here, he's speaking to the church in Iconium. It says Iconium, and that is basically, it says here from the Bible maps that it is Iconium, a city in Lycaonia, from Constantinople, and about 120 miles inland from the Mediterranean. So that's really in Turkey. So I just wanted to get the map out to show you where that was. So the church extended to Turkey from Israel. Why? Because that's where Rome had all its power, all over the Mediterranean. So, just think about this. We're able to go travel to different states because of the American Empire. Back then it was a Roman Empire. So Rome took over all that land, and now they have free passage between lands. So let's go to Acts 14 and 14.
Acts 14 and 14, which when the apostles Barnabas and Paul heard of, they rent their clothes and ran in among the people crying out.
So Barnabas and Paul were out there prophesying, doing the work, and then they found something out. Read 12.
Verse 12, and they called Barnabas Jupiter and Paul Mercurius, because he was the chief speaker.
So they figured, they're 2/3 figured. Well, some of them were. But here's the deal: they were talking to the Jews that lived in Turkey, Iconium, and also those Jews didn't believe, and they said the Greeks, but those Greeks were Gentiles that knew they were Israelites, but didn't call themselves Israelites. So they're starting to learn, like we're teaching you. They might not have had a sign like this, but these 3 tribes were all around there because these were already over here, and they were talking to these people, saying, "Hey, man, you got a chance to convert. How wish I for you?" And this and that. So that's what we're trying to establish. So they called Paul. Read that again, 12. And go to John 7 and 35.
If I could say this too, some of those people in Turkey are Israelites too,
Yeah.
because a brother just did a video about how he went into a restaurant and he was talking to a Turkish woman, and she knows she's like pretty much awake because she knows about the RFID chip and all that.
And the thing about Turkey is, those were Ephraimites, because Ephraim stayed with Judah, but not all of Ephraim. See, this is a beautiful part about the truth. You don't just get to stand up here and talk shit about white people, because those white people may look white, but they're not. They're from these tribes. You know what I'm saying? It's just a confusion of situation.
That's why you got to be smart too, because that could be an Israelite. What if you're condemning him, but you're just judging by the appearance?
Yeah. So, and you never judge a book by its cover. Look at the Bible. Does it have a flashy cover? Is it going to entertain you? Does it have pictures? If you're looking at a Bible by the cover and saying, "Oh, that book's not interesting," it doesn't have any pictures on it, well then you're low level, and you must be cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, because you're not getting it. This is the most wonderful book in the world. It's the history book of our people. Family book. There you go. And this is the only book where I'm so interested. I have to find out where this is the lesson that shows how interested I am. Because I started reading Revelation 1 and 3. I was going to read in my head the whole book of Revelation. Then I couldn't even get past the first chapter of the first 3. Because I was like, what's this? And what's that? And what's this? And well, I'm going to make a lesson out of this. You see, because we're in the spirit of teaching the Gentiles that have qualifications to return to the true identity. We're trying to get those guys in the right mind, set them up. Read John 7:35.
John 7:35. Then said the Jews among themselves, "Whether will he go, that we shall not find him? Will he go into the dispersed among the Gentiles and teach the Gentiles?"
That's exactly what he was doing. See, these Jews. Well, how many we know of camps? I think ISUPK has a couple of brothers in there that believe that only these 3 people, Benjamin, Levi, and Judah, they all have to be black. All 12 tribes have to be black, and that's not right. Because you have to study this.
Discriminating the brothers.
Discriminating the church.
Yeah.
So, there, let's go to Romans 16 and 7 and go to Galatians 1.
This is Romans 16 and 7. Salute Andronicus and Junia, my kinsmen, and my fellow prisoners, who are of note among the apostles, who also were in Mashiach before me.
Hey, those guys sound like they have Greek names. Read those names again.
Salute Andronicus and Junia.
Hey, that sounds Greek, man. Maybe even a little Roman. So
Julia.
yeah, Julius and Andronicus and Andre. You know, that's up to the reader to decide whether you want to study or just get a headache and move along. That's why people get headaches. That's why Christians, you get headaches. You open up the Bible, you see something that blocks you, and when something blocks you, you gotta search through the scriptures, and you gotta search, so the Holy Spirit can fill you up with that wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. But you Christians will be like, you get it.
They don't even search none more though, man.
It's like you just open up a furniture in a box, and you're supposed to set it up to make it look like this big nice piece of thing. But you don't even look at the instructions, and you're like, man, this is hard. Because the instructions not going to give you words. They just tell you this belongs here, and they go together.
It's like a diagram.
There you go, exactly, a diagram. Water. Because this is a diagram, and the word dia means all around. You know, diagram. You got to go all around. You see, I went into the maps to tell you that these people that Paul and Barnabas were talking to were from Turkey. They weren't just in Israel, in the land of Israel. You know, standing in the same corner. Like we move from town to town. You know, the Spirit might have us be here a year or 2 years, and then we'll be like, you know what, let's go a little bit over there. Or let's go over there. Let's go a little bit over here. It just depends on the Spirit. You can't tell the Spirit what to do. And then go read what? Romans 16 and 1.
Romans 16 and 1. I commend unto you Phoebe, our sister, which is a servant of the church, which is at Centuria.
So these are towns that they're living in across the Mediterranean area where Rome was established. See, that tells you that Rome was all over the ancient world, and that our people migrated for business purposes. You know, you don't have to stay in the same spot. They moved, and this was a sister. So sisters can be in the truth, but she was a servant, and then also she didn't have a speaking position. The only ones that can speak the truth are the men, because the brother said it last week. In order to testify, you have to have testimonies. You know, how is that going to sound if a woman comes up here? Oh, let me just testify. First of all, you can't testify. Why are you talking like that?
You gotta have testosterone.
Mm-hmm. Now this country does it backwards. They'll take your ass to court. What's this? Got little stones in here. Well, see, they got stones protecting us. Those stones protect us, but these countries sends women to testify against men. You know, what do these guys do? Oh, they did this and that, and then they send the guy to jail. So, you know, that just goes to show you who the servants are. Because remember, my lesson about who is the servants. And
There's all kinds of stones here.
yeah, look at that.
This one right here, look at
Stones.
Yeah,
that's
Those are like marbles right there.
those are actually good stones right there. You know, hey, whoever did that, I don't know what they were thinking, but that's a spiritual thing.
yeah.
Because what are we? Lively stones. So, you know.
And then too about throwing stones. You know?
Oh yeah. So let's go to Galatians 1 and read Galatians 1 and 2. And then we go back to Revelation 1.
Galatians 1 and 2. Galatians 1 and 2. And all the brethren which are with me unto the churches of Galatia.
So all the churches, read that again.
and all the brethren which are with me unto the churches of Galatia.
Did it say brethren or sister? It said brethren, right? It didn't mention no sisters. Women are supposed to procreate with the man in a natural balance. And we don't have to go to it, but 1 Corinthians 11 will tell you about that. Now read Galatians 1 and 2. You got it?
Again?
Yes.
And all the brethren which are with me unto the churches of Galatia.
And then, is that the second verse too?
You want to read 3?
Yeah, get 3. Maybe 3.
Galatians 1 and 3. Grace be to you and peace from Yahweh the Father and from our Lord Yahushua Mashiach.
Yeah, see, there you go. So he's only giving peace to the churches. So are you going to say he's all for the whole world? He's not for the whole world. How come he didn't say peace to the Romans too? Or to the Greeks? To the real Greeks? Because it didn't call for that. And if you're calling yourself this, there's no way in hell that you're going to be able to concentrate on the concept that you're actually this. You won't understand it. It'll skip off your head like a stone skipping on water. You know, it'll just bounce off you. So now we established who he picked to serve, and only men can serve, and where he went about. Now we're going to understand, you know, what's this? Can any man prophesy? You know, can Edomite come up here and prophesy? Let's go to, you go to Revelation 1 and 2, and then get Malachi 1 and 1.
This is Revelation 1 and 2. Who bear record of the word of the Most High, and of the testimony of Yahushua Mashiach, and of all things that he saw.
So there you go. That's a beautiful scripture. We're gonna have to read that one again.
Who bear record of the word of the Most High.
So who bears the record? The book is a record. So read that again.
Who bear record of the Most High, the word of the Most High, and of the testimony of Yahushua Mashiach.
The word of the Most High and the testimony of Yahushua Mashiach. I told you in the beginning. Get Malachi 1 and 1.
This is Malachi 1 and 1. The burden of the word of the Most High to Israel by Malachi.
Hey, that makes sense. So Malachi is a prophet to the Israelites, and that's his burden to bear the records. It's our burden to bear records. You know, we read the records. The record is a book. Hey, I told you the Bible was a history book. It tells you about history. It tells you about maps. It tells you about the people, the chosen people, and everybody else, and their place in the whole world.
So in Psalms in 40 and I believe 7 verse says, "I come in the volume of the book."
Oh man, see, it just makes a lot of sense for you to understand that Malachi should have just what you meant to say is, this is for us, by us. You know, that's what it is, really, for us, by us. Let's get Matthew 1 and 21, and then go to Hebrews 13 and 2. And Esau Malone likes to say that we're playing Hebrew hopscotch. I'm not trying to confuse anybody by jumping around different verses and different books here and there. We have to do that so you can get a good understanding.
Oh, that's what he calls it?
Hebrew hopscotch. Yeah, that's crazy. So it's insulting, actually. You know, how are you going to say that about his word? And how are you going to say that about his prophets? Yeah, Matthew 1 and 21.
Matthew 1 and 21. And she shall bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name Yahushua, for he shall save his people from their sins.
So that tells you, you know, who's going to come to save who. So Yahushua is going to come and save us, because we're his people. It didn't say the whole world. Now we got a problem, because we got these Christians walking around saying he's going to save everybody. How can everybody be saved? The whole book is about understanding who can be saved.
Yeah. The volume means, like I said, it comes like in chapters, you know? I mean,
Yeah.
the Bible has chapters.
Yeah.
Though.
Have you ever seen those commercials where they say, if you buy these love CDs, you'll get 3 volumes. Each volume contains 100 songs.
Oh, yeah,
You know?
Yeah.
And that's
Exactly.
and that's 3 volumes of it. So a volume contains a vast amount of information. Like this, the first volume and the second volume of the Bible. When we get to heaven, when we get to Yahweh, that's gonna be the 3rd volume. We're gonna be talking about the conclusion, because it tells you what's gonna happen, but we're gonna talk about the after situation. You know, another way to say conclusion is meta. The word meta means after. And these Edomites have something called the metaverse. They're thinking that they're going to live after this world. Let's go to Hebrews 13:2.
Hebrews 13:2. Be not forgetful to entertain strangers, for thereby some have entertained angels unawares.
See, and we're all angels. In a way, if you can't understand this, because we're angels, right? So we gotta talk. And then who did the angels come to? Our people, right? When Gabriel came to tell Mary, he also came to tell Joseph. And then Raphael came to tell Tobias and Tobit and their family. But there was also another angel. Let's go to Deuteronomy 18 and start at 15.
Also, the Samson's mom, the angel.
Oh yeah,
told her.
Samson's mom.
Samson's mom.
Oh yeah, Samson's mom, and the angel came to Abraham and Sarah.
These were all Israelites.
Like, yeah. And even though at that time Abraham and Sarah weren't called Israelites, they were the father and mother of the Israelites, and they came back through the reincarnation. Okay, now read Hebrews 13:3.
13:3. Remember them that are in bonds, as in bound with them, and with them which suffer adversity, as being yourself also in the body.
So those are the people that are suffering in the truth, for the truth's sake, learning about their heritage, learning about what's going on in the world. Oh, and I got some good news. Yesterday, I got a call from an HR saying that they approved my exemption. And I already knew they were, because you know how you gonna refute what I said?
How you said it too.
And how I said it too. But you know, now I'm subject to taking that little test. But that's okay, man, because you know what? There's gonna be a way that I'm gonna be saved. I'm not gonna stick this shit up in my goddamn nose. I'm gonna be like quick and fast, do it around the little nostril.
Yeah, because I told his brother I had to do it because I had to go to emergency, you know, but I wasn't gonna let them stick that shit up my nose. So they were like,
we're gonna have to do things that, because the devil's gonna set us up like that. We're gonna have to do things that are questionable. You see, and that's the tough part about being in this truth, because you feel ashamed. Why? Because what did it say in burdens? Read 13:3 again.
remember them that are in bonds, and as bound with them.
So we're in bonds, but we're not tied down. We're in bonds, spiritual bonds, because we don't want to break his law. We don't want to make him upset. We don't want him to be angry with us. But we do understand we're in bonds of suffering. We have to do what we have to do, and it's okay to do it as long as you feel that remorse. You know, I didn't want to do this, Lord. You know, sorry. Like I went to the dentist. I didn't want to go to the dentist. When my face was hurting, my tooth was hurting. And I went yesterday and they hooked me up. I feel good. So what? I can't eat solid foods on this side, but I ain't gonna die just because of that. I'm gonna eat things that I can eat. See, so you make the changes. Like you can't eat pork. You can't eat pork on this side, but you were eating pork on this side. So that doesn't mean that. But I'm gonna boil eggs, get some noodles. There's stuff that we can do. So those are the bonds that we're suffering in. Read that again, the whole verse 3.
Remember them that are in bonds, as bound with them, and them which suffer adversity, as being yourself also in the body.
So we're suffering adversity. If we can, each one of us here can say what kind of adversity, and we could explain it. The first one was when the president put that mandate out. Man, that was one way. Now we have to contend with our work. So there's a bunch of suffering going on. Let's get Deuteronomy.
Deuteronomy 18 and 15, Yahweh Shai thy power will raise up unto thee a prophet from the midst of thee, of thy brethren, like unto me, unto him he shall hearken.
Hey, that sounds very exclusive. Let me remind you where we were at that point in time. We just left Egypt. How come Yahweh Shai didn't raise up a prophet for the Egyptians? What? It wasn't for the Egyptians. You know, what were they going to be saved from? They were the ones enjoying from our slavery. Just like these Edomites and other nations are enjoying from our slavery. Because when we're working, or you're going to training, or you're going to anything, it has to be by the man's standards. You have to sign a piece of paper. You have to, and that just means that you were there. You have to do this, you have to do that, you have to do all kinds of things. You can't feel safe in your situation that you're in because this devil might see that you're too comfortable and then he'll change shit up on you. So from Deuteronomy 18, go to Deuteronomy 18 and 18.
Deuteronomy 18 and 18, I will raise them up a prophet from among their brethren, like
Right.
unto thee.
Second time that's been said. Raise a prophet from among their brethren. So was any prophet outside of Israel, and even when I don't know what's his name, Balak or Balaam, the Moab, he was a prophet, but he was raised up for Moab. But what did he say? I wish I could die like them. I wish I could die like them. Even they just want to die like us.
Yeah, because he was the one with the donkey, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they told him he saw the angel.
Yeah.
He beat that donkey.
You see how you gonna? Come on, man. Come on. So it's for us, by us, who are his servants, Israelites, to serve who? Him and his people. You know, but people don't get it now. Let's go 19.
And it shall come to pass that whosoever will not hearken unto my words, which he shall speak in my name, I will require it of him.
So what's the it? His life. Hey, we can't live by the law. All you camps out there that law. You gotta practice the law. You gotta practice the law. But the law ain't gonna save you, because remember, at this point in time, thousands of Israelites were dying because they weren't keeping the law. That should wake you up to, how hard it is to keep the law. How are you gonna keep the law in this place where we're at?
But the prophet which shall presume to speak a word in my name, which I have not commanded him to speak, or that shall speak in the name of other gods, even that prophet shall die.
Hey, we know of a few prophets spoke blasphemy on the name. Their ass is dead. The Comforter, what's this guy's name? Rap the bad news, and two more about to join his ass. The deacon from IUIC and the fucking Bishop Nathaniel. But they knew. Studying the Bible so damn much, but they knew. And that's why they're getting taken out. This is not a joke. People will see us here prophesying and stuff. And they'll look. And they'll pass by and they'll drive around. They won't understand what's going on. But guess what? All you have to do is stop and ask. You can ask, and then you'll know. get next one. Stop at 21.
And if thou say in thine heart, how shall we know the word which Yahweh Bashim al-Shai hath not spoken?
So the only way you're gonna know, if a prophet's telling you this and that and it doesn't happen, like GMS and the other branches, we've been telling you about the MOTP. We've been done telling you. We've been telling you that this white man is the devil. We've been telling you that if you take that Caragna, you're gonna get sick. Oh, and then I just found out that people that took the Moderna, you're getting enlarged hearts.
That's why you did the video today. And also, I seen too that the tattoo artists, they noticed that the people that take that, their skin, like blood doesn't flow out of. Usually, because it's a needle and it's penetrating their skin. They say they don't even bleed out because he noticed the difference because he was, tattooing for 20 years. He's noticed that the blood doesn't even come out, like it's not the same skin, fleshy though.
So see, and then I had tattoos, but I don't get them anymore. I repent from that, and my skin's turning white and different colors where the ink is at. You just don't get one tattoo. You get a tattoo, you're gonna have to redo it and touch it up every 5 or 10 years. Who the fuck wants that? Then there's cars out there that go 10,000 miles without an oil change. But you gotta retouch up your sin. You see how these people work? You gotta retouch up your sin, make your sin look nice. No.
Show it though. And it's prideful. They take so much pride in that.
There you go. That's the sin.
That's another one. So
There's pride. Hey, look at the tattoo. You see military folks with the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah.
American flag. All those things are gonna burn. They're gonna burn. And you know how it's gonna burn? Thermonuclear devastation. But we're gonna get closer to talking about the mark of the beast, because where are you at in Deuteronomy 18, 19, 20? Get the last one.
When a prophet speaketh in the name of Yahweh Bashim al-Shai, if the thing follow not, nor come to pass, that is the thing which Yahweh Bashim al-Shai hath not spoken.
Okay, so all these things that we're telling you are happening. And the things that haven't happened yet. These prophecies are coming up. So let's go to Matthew 6 and Revelation 13 and 16 and read Revelation 1 and 3. See, so we've been telling you about the mark of the beast. We've been telling you about you're an Israelite, we listen to the apostles, and when they tell us something, like they always say, don't just take our word for it. Study it, research it. Now that's a real teacher. That's a real teacher. Because what does IUIC say? And we've been catching you brothers in IUIC calling on Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. So just that church, like Apostle Harlan is saying, is gonna break up. They're gonna break up like Jackson 5, man. They're gonna split up everywhere because of that doctrine. Because how you gonna have in that same body people that believe in the MOTP? And you fucked up your church, Nate. You had the brothers take that needle shot, that fang, whatever you want to call them, and then you're responsible for them.
Well, he even did that to them?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he has a lot of blood on his hands.
Yeah. And I know about blood on your hands. I cut my hands and I bleeded from it. And then also when I kill my chickens, their blood goes on me. So
you know about that.
I know about how that's a bad feeling.
Yeah.
And even I got blood on my boots, right? So I get a little ashamed. I'm like, people are gonna notice that it's blood.
Yeah.
So people notice.
Yeah.
People notice. What I'm trying to say is, we notice your sins, man. And you're out there prophesying in the name of Balaam. You're white, sweet Jesus. Get verse 3 in
Revelation 1 and 3. Blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand.
So this Bible is the word of Yahushua through Yahweh. It's prophecy. It's a prophecy. Now what's the prophecy? Read that one again, please.
Blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand.
For the time is at hand. What time is at hand? He's going to come back. Well, let me tell you about the prophecy that's going to happen before he comes back. Revelation 13 and 16. We got to deal with a little thing called the Mark of the Beast.
Revelation 13 and 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads.
And we've been waiting for that, and it's close. It's like this close, because that Icky Vicky has those little tiny robots, and I found out that even some aspirin has those little tiny robots.
Shit, yeah.
We're in danger. we're in big danger.
Esau puts there and everything on.
How many times have we got a headache or something like that, and we take an aspirin? We got those little robots in there. They don't die. You know, they're meant to live off of you perpetually, like the technology behind the mark of the beast. You know, it says here on your hand or in your forehead. So you know that the mark that you're going to take in your hand is going to be the RFID chip. But what you got to do in your forehead, that's accept the whole beast system, because you're accepting the ways. And that's going to lead you to. You know how it says in Revelation 18 how the God soars? You're going to get sick from that. Just look what I said about Moderna. You're getting those enlarged hearts. Just imagine you're at a stupid ass football game or baseball game because you took that shot and now you got a free pass. You're enjoying it. You're getting all excited because your team's winning, and your big fat heart has a heart attack. How does your heart enlarge, damn it? How does that shit happen? Doesn't that scare you people?
Because that's the muscle, you know, the heart's a muscle.
Yeah, the heart's the engine actually.
Yeah, that's pretty
Because
good.
it's
Yeah, it is.